Donald Trump thought he could crush Canada with tariffs. He slapped 50% duties on steel, 25% on furniture, and 10% across the board. He threatened to destroy USMCA entirely. But something unexpected just happened. American governors, senators, business leaders, and union bosses are now flooding Washington with desperate pleas to stop. And Canada's trade minister just declared he's confident deals will be reached. Why? Because Trump's own strategy is destroying American industries. For nearly a year, Trump has wielded tariffs as his primary weapon against Canada. Since returning to office in January 2025, he imposed duties ranging from 10% to 50% on Canadian steel, aluminum, lumber, furniture, and hundreds of other products. The goal was clear: force Canada to accept American terms, weaken Prime Minister Mark Carney's government, and demonstrate Trump's deal-making power. Canada imports over $400 billion in U.S. goods annually, making it America's second-largest trading partner. Trump calculated that economic pressure would force Ottawa to surrender on key issues like supply management, which protects Canadian dairy and poultry farmers. Instead, Canada rolled back many retaliatory tariffs to demonstrate goodwill, but refused to accept the same across-the-board tariff deals that Japan and the European Union signed. And now, Trump faces a problem he never anticipated. On December 3, 2025, Canadian Trade Minister Dominic made a stunning declaration. Speaking to reporters, he stated, "We are confident that domestic pressure from senators, governors, business leaders, and union leaders in the United States will create an opportunity for us to come to an agreement with the American administration." This wasn't bluster. It was a recognition of what's happening inside America right now. U.S. agricultural groups are panicking. American Soybean Association Secretary Dave Walton warned that Trump's trade war tactics increase the likelihood that U.S. soybean farmers will end up in the crosshairs of retaliation. Our industry would not survive a long tariff battle with our two closest customers. But here's what makes this truly shocking. The Northwest Horticultural Council stated bluntly, "With thousands of American family tree fruit farms already at risk of going out of business, losing preferential access to Mexico and Canada would be devastating. There are no other export market opportunities capable of offsetting the severe economic losses." Trump's tariffs aren't just unpopular. They're causing measurable economic pain to the very voters who elected him. The numbers reveal a catastrophic backfire. U.S. construction companies face lumber costs up 10% beyond existing softwood duties, making homes more expensive in states with severe housing shortages. Furniture and cabinet tariffs reaching 25% are being passed directly to American consumers already struggling with inflation above 4%. Auto manufacturers in Michigan, Ohio, and Indiana warned that steel and aluminum duties raise component costs by thousands of dollars per vehicle, threatening plant closures and mass layoffs. Over the past 5 months, U.S. manufacturing employment fell steadily, while Canada pivoted toward diversification. According to Statistics Canada, Canadian businesses accelerated partnerships with Europe, Indonesia, South Korea, and Japan. Ottawa's strategy created what LeBlanc calls a virtuous circle. The more Canadian companies succeed abroad, the less they depend on U.S. markets. With less dependency, Canada negotiates from stronger positions. That strength reinforces the incentive to diversify further. Meanwhile, American senators and governors hear daily complaints from businesses in their districts. The U.S. Chamber of Commerce demanded Trump scrap all national security-based tariffs on Canadian and Mexican goods, stating these tariffs harm American businesses and consumers far more than they protect anything. Trump's strategy has produced two devastating reversals. First, it created internal backlash across America where businesses, unions, and local leaders shoulder the costs while Trump claims political victories. Second, it pushed Canada to accelerate economic independence, turning what was once vulnerability into strategic resilience. LeBlanc stated clearly that Canada's trade relationship with the United States will never return to what it once was. This isn't just rhetoric. It reflects deliberate preparation for a different future, where Canada negotiates from firmer footing. Trump wanted to make America less dependent on foreign partners. Instead, he made Canada less dependent on America. The days of assuming stability, of believing Mulroney-Reagan or Clinton-Chrétien-era rules still apply, are gone forever. Trump launched a tariff war to force Canada's surrender. Instead, he handed Ottawa the motivation to diversify, while American industries beg Washington for relief. LeBlanc's confidence isn't optimism. It's recognition that Trump's own coalition is fracturing under the weight of self-inflicted economic damage. Who wins when allies become adversaries? Drop your predictions below. Subscribe for the latest trade war coverage.